Today we're doing a bag comparison. On the right, I have the 24-liter GR2 from Goruck, and on this side, I have the Goruck and Carryology Collab, sometimes known as the Guerrilla X. I want to compare them because A, they're both Goruck bags. B, both of them are somehow difficult to get. The 26-liter GR2, I've been waiting for this for at least a year, and they came out and a very limited number of them are made and sold. And then of course the Guerrilla X is very, very hard to get. This is the 21-liter version. So let's just compare them for the sake of fun. Let's start with the front. So the Guerrilla X have this really cool laser-edged patch, whereas the GR2, at least my GR2, came with a very nice, but of course very standard Velcro patch. So of course, patch to patch, the Guerrilla X wins the point here. Secondly, it's the material. Again, the GR2, it's made from 500D Cordura, which is a fabric that I like, and it's very practical, very usable. But the Guerrilla X, of course, is Dyneema. So if you have this bag, chances are it is Dyneema that attracted you to it in the first place. So fabric coolness, obviously Guerrilla X again. Dimension-wise, now this is interesting. 21-liter, 26-liter, but they are basically the same width and height. I love this height by Goruck because I'm not very tall, I'm 5'7", and the taller 26-liter GR2 is too tall for me. So I love that both of these bags are, I believe, 18 inches tall, but the GR2 obviously has 5 more liters, and it achieved it by having a deeper bag. So in that sense, size-wise, I think the 26-liter GR2 wins. Staying on the front, the Guerrilla X is very much a sleek bag, meaning all external mollies are removed, right? On the GR2, this is pretty much standard Goruck look, 3 rows of molly. It's debatable. A lot of people like the sleek look. I find that I don't really use the front molly that much. I use it sometimes, but not all the time. So marginally, if you like the sleek look, the Guerrilla X wins again. Let's go to the side though. On the side again, no molly, whereas on the GR2, there are mollies here. I find this useful. It's very useful to latch on to maybe a water bottle pocket if you want an external pocket or something else. You can also use these to hook on a waist strap if you want to. So I think for practical purpose, this GR2 wins. I have my GR2 center scar, and I've added a side handle, which I have on my larger GR2s. I think this is very, very useful. The rockers also have them. It is just a good way to grab your bag sometimes, especially when you're traveling, pulling the bag out of an overhead cabin, for example. So I would say side look, the GR2 wins. Even the handle is an extra scar item that costs more. Go to the back. The back are basically the same. They both have the same bomb-proof laptop compartment, and they're both quote-unquote bad in the case where, as you know, if you're a Goruck person, to get to it, you really cannot get to it without folding this back. So not an easy operation, but the pocket is good on both bags. So the bag material is different. It is debatable which one is better. So I am not sure at this point. I think some people would say the Dyneema fabric is a little bit better. I'm not sure. Now let's go back to the front and get to the inside of the bag. This is probably the most interesting or controversial piece of it, which is, as we all know, I'm going to put this back down for a second. We all know the Gorucks are known to have reasonably stiff zippers. That means that to open it, let me find the zipper here. The zippers are not great going around the corner, partly because of the geometry, partly because of the rain flap. Now on this GR2, this is brand new. I've not used it at all besides doing reviews, and you can see that it actually is not bad at all. Partly because the rain flap in this case is 500D Cordura, so it's a little bit softer. Now, the Guerrilla X. Right, I'm not being dramatic, it's really, really hard to get around the corner. Some people will say, well, it's stiff, the material is stiffer. True, but I believe the key problem beyond the stiffness is that this rain flap, it's longer, and or the position of it, it covers a lot more of the front. Like, so in fact, you can get this crazy look. You push this in. Maybe hard to see it on camera, but the rain flap just covers too much of the front of the bag. And by now, a lot of tips and tricks have been shared. Obviously, you can flip this rain flap back. Right then, it's not a problem at all if you flip it back. Right, if you hold the handle, it kind of pull the fabrics away. Again, it's easier. But personally, don't send me hate mail. Personally, I find that crazy, right? This is a single compartment bag, and opening the zipper is pretty much the 100% use case of the bag. And every time I have to think about how I open the bag to open the bag, or the fact that I have to remove the flap to use the bag, sounds a little crazy. So this is a problem from a pure usability point of view. I forgot, before we go into the bag, there's one cool thing about the Guerrilla X is, even though this is a 21 liter, they managed to put in this new quick access pocket. So they put this in the Heritage GR1, but only in the 26 liter. I wasn't sure about this pocket, but now that I have it, it's a great pocket. It's pretty big. It doesn't have its own volume, so it's eating into the main compartment, but it does give you a way to put something small in here that you can get to, right? A phone easily fits in there. Sunglasses maybe. So this is a useful pocket, right? I'm used to using the front pocket to do quick access, but this pocket, it's way nicer than I thought. So this is a point to the Guerrilla X for sure. The inside. So the Guerrilla X have this very nice orange liner, and I happen to like orange interior, so to me that is again a plus. Otherwise, everything is the same on both bags. The Dyneema here is exposed, so it has a really cool Dyneema pattern. So if you get this bag because of the Dyneema, obviously this is a huge plus as well. So the interior nicer on the Guerrilla X. Comparison over? Not quite, because GR2 has the classic GR2 design where the extra volume is not by having the bag taller or wider, but deeper. So if you look at the side profile, and let me pull this thing out. Right here. You look at the side profile, the extra volume, it's supplied by this extra compartment in the front. So let's open that. So again, this is a little bit difficult, but not as bad as the other bag. So basically you have a whole additional bag in the front. So in theory, 5 liters. There is a built-in Goruck field pocket. They sewed this in. So before I got my first GR2, I find that that's kind of a weird idea, because the other way to do it is they put, 3 rolls of moly down, and then you get a field pouch, and then you moly it in. Since I use this all the time, I actually like that it is already sewn there, because I don't have to think about it. It's attached firmly, obviously, and this gives you a organizer very up at the very top of the bag. So this is a good, so this is actually a better solution than the quick access pocket. When the bag is closed, I can open the top zipper and I can get into this whole fuel pocket here, right? So this is the pocket, a little bit of organization with the mesh in the back. And I put my frequently used items right there, and it's accessible from the front. Furthermore, it has one mesh pocket in the back and one in the front, and then another pocket in the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4 additional organization. Even if you don't use it, the volume is great. This, again, if you look at it, it's thick enough. It's about 2-inch thick, so you get about 2 more inches, which is just perfect for headphones, other pouches, and so forth. So I use the front a lot. Basically, what I do is I put frequently access item in the front part of the GR2, and I put lesser used items in the back. So if I'm going to the office, extra clothes, maybe food, other things is in the back, which I don't use a lot. And all the electronics item, pouches, other things are in the front. So I basically just have this either half open, have the back sitting down on the floor, and I can get to all the stuff that I need in and out all the time. So the GR2 design I really like. In a way, you can think of the GR2 as the most un-Goruck of Goruck bags, because all the other Goruck bags are single layer clamshell opening, and that's it. This is double layer. Beyond the basic clamshell, there's a whole other bag in the front. So for that part, the GR2 clearly wins, and for the 26 liter, for me, it's a great bag for everyday carry. So there we have it, comparison of the Guerrilla X, very rare, and the GR2 26 liter, rare, but in theory they will make more. You just got to wait for it.